Let's not trip at the goal line and murder 4 of my patrons. My top tier patrons as well. Goodness me. That'd be so much of my food money going out the window for the sake of losing some astronauts in a video game. Okay. We need to do this burn 3 times. It's set to 0, so we have to do that on the final turn. So we're getting rid of the radiation. That's fine. We need a lot of comms and we need a lot of nav. So I think let's just deal with the comms first. I assume if you haven't done the Mars prep, it just makes this harder, like the requirements harder or the objectives maybe a little more difficult to reach, maybe fewer turns. I don't know. Because this has been relatively chill for us, having 100% preparation. But it's not clear how the preparation missions directly affect this mission. I assume they just, as I said, just make it a bit easier. Because we're finishing most of these a few turns early. So it must have higher requirements the less prepared you are, right? Imagine it's just like a shoestring Soviet mission to Mars without any of the preparation missions. Like 50% payload reliability. Poor cosmonauts on board. Okay, we need a bit more nav. This requires 2 nav and 1 comm per burn as well. So we need an additional 6 nav. So we need to get to 22. So there we go, just do that. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's get rid of the radiation. We don't really need to on the final turn, but just in case. And there we have it. Manual course correction. And 3 full burns. Oh, we actually had a failure. No way. We don't need to resist it, but we'll resist it anyway, I guess. We have the power. I have the power! I did not expect to actually have a failure. Considering how many 1% failures we've had on commands, the fact that we didn't have a launch failure on any of our shuttles is a minor miracle. Anyway, here we go. Gonna dock with our lander module. 34 of each. And we're going to deal with heat and drift. What if there's one final phase or something where you have to deal with heat, drift, and radiation? Because that isn't a combination of factors we've had to deal with before, I don't think. That'd be something, wouldn't it? Right. What's the best way to go about this? So we have to keep the heat above 0. And it's increased. Oh, it's decreased by 4 at the start of every turn. And we've got a lot of fluctuations. Right, okay. Yeah, this is rapidly getting much more difficult. We need nav and data. So let's do that. Let's deal with the nav first. By doing that. With the drift fluctuating that much, unless it gets really out of hand, we just need to deal with that on the final turn. And there's nothing we can do about it when it's going between -5 and 5. Okay. What's the drift going to do? 2 to the right. Okay. But it could suddenly, you know, if we correct for that, then it goes -5. That'd be pointless, wouldn't it? So let's keep dealing with the nav first. There we go. That's 34. Then deal with the data. Cool. Bit of extra data. Very nice. Okay. I do wonder if this is going to be a similar profile to what we do in For All Kerbal Kind. As I said earlier, we still need to actually coordinate that, and that is a long, long way away, and probably going to be the series finale. But yeah, I imagine that N9 would have to do the propulsion, because in the tech tree, although the Soviets do have a nuclear engine or two, they don't compare to any of the Nova engines. So I think that will certainly give them an advantage post-moon landing. Let's do this. And that gives us all the data we need. And then we do this one. That gives us the nav we need. And then we just need to correct the drift and get a bit more heat. So the only one that can move to the left is this one. So we can't really correct the drift this turn. So let's just generate a little bit of heat and some more resources. And charge up, I guess. And then we'll see where we are next turn. Bit irritating. We've only got one command that moves it to the left. It's not by 1, it's by 3. We've got anything that moves 1 to the right? We do. Okay, that's perfect then. So we can do that. 35, 50. We'll produce a bit more heat just in case. Even though we don't really need to. And then that's it. Sorted! We're going to rendezvous with the lander. And there we go. There is no way that's big enough to return us back up to the spacecraft though, right? Not a chance. Undock from command module. Oh wow, this really does have a lot of tasks. I was warned it had a lot of phases. But even the undocking, I assume then it's going to be the descent and then the landing? Maybe it's 3 more? I don't know. A lot of radiation to deal with though. Thankfully no drift. I genuinely did think there would be a drift, radiation and heat one. That would have been quite the triple whammy. So here we're having to reduce the heat. Okay. Turn down the heat. That'll use all our radiation. That's fine. We just need an equal amount of everything. So I guess deal with the navigation first. There we go. I think as long as we keep it below 3 and above 0, okay. It's a fairly narrow window we got there. That makes sense. It looks like we're re-entering with the main spacecraft attached to the lander though, which wouldn't particularly be advisable, not gonna lie. Oh, okay. That's a lot of heat and a lot of radiation to get rid of though. What else gets rid of heat? This one. Cool. Then we're going to get rid of 3 radiation. Okay, and then where are we? Oh, it's got to be above 0. Oh my gosh. Okay, that works. Mainly just dealing with the radiation and the heat, but it coincidentally also gives us most of the resources we need. Six heat. Boy oh boy, it's getting hot in here. Patrons, take off all your clothes. There we go. Do that to get rid of some of the radiation. 24. Da, da, da. The heat is within the tolerances. Yep, we're fine. Sorted. Done. Yeah, this is going very smoothly. Which I guess is what you want, but I guess maybe doesn't make for too exciting a finale. With everything going perfectly. Land on Mars! This is it! We need 100 nav. Boy oh boy. Oh, this is a cool one. Okay, 100 nav, and if you produce thrust, the thrust doesn't seem to decay, actually. You can then use that to produce 31 nav. I think that's definitely going to be the fastest way to do this, isn't it? So we need nav and comms. Oh, and we have to keep control of this. Below 3, above 0. Okay. So we need comms to do that. And reduce the amount of heat. Then we can do that twice. And then do that. Anything wrong with that? That's 31 out of 100. This is going to be... It's got to be like the only way to do it in time, right? So... Yeah, this is the Mars descent command, so that makes sense. -4 drift per turn though. Goodness me, okay, this is getting complicated. I'm glad they didn't also throw radiation into the mix. Still though, this is not the time I wanted to have a 1% failure. Reminds me of the Amazon... Was it Amazon? No, it was National Geographic show Mars, where as they're descending to the Martian surface, suddenly an RCS port fails and the commander on the mission has to go down during the re-entry and fix it. He ends up having his ribs crushed. That was a good show. It was much, much better than Away, whatever the one, which was just about her family back home. And it's like, I'm on a Mars mission, I miss my family so much. And it was just all about how much she missed her family. It's like, you're an astronaut. God, just... Nobody cares. I want to see the space stuff. And all the space stuff was really stupid as well. Really not scientifically accurate. There are some real stinkers of space shows out there. Another Life was one of those as well. God. I watched it because it had, what's her name from Battlestar Galactica in it. Katie Sackhoff. That's it. That's who I was thinking of. Yeah. I think she's a great actress, but my God. Cara Thrace in Battlestar Galactica. I don't know. Battlestar Galactica I think is overrated anyway. I think the first 2 seasons are great, but the rest of it is trash. But my goodness me, her character is the most annoying person I think in the universe. So many people love her character, and it's like she's so irritating, like insufferable. There's something about, and I think it's just like that's also down to Katie Sackhoff being an amazing actress. You know, she portrays her really well. I think she's probably meant to be, but goodness me, the amount that her character got away with, and she was still treated like a hero. It's like this person is awful. Like, I want the Cylons to kill her. Spoiler alert for Battlestar Galactica. I was very happy when she died, and then very pissed off when she came back from the dead, and then even more pissed off when suddenly it turned out she didn't come back from the dead, and she was like an angel or something. And it was like, what were you smoking? Everyone had raved about it so much, particularly like Space Doc and a bunch of channels that I really enjoy watching. I was like, yeah, okay, it must be amazing. Yeah, everyone's been telling me to watch this show. Not a fan. Not good. Worth watching the first 2 seasons, and that's it. I think I wasn't prepared for, like, quite how... Not necessarily low budget it was, but, like, almost how low budget it felt. Like, it felt like something cobbled together on the Sci-Fi Channel that was only great just because... I think just because Ronald D. Moore is so good at his job. I don't know, like, the world building and everything was really exciting, but a lot of the day-to-day episodes... not amazing. I found myself slogging through it to get to the end, and it was kind of J.J. Abrams-esque mystery box storytelling, and oh, let's set up all of these mysteries and not have any idea how we're going to actually pay them off, you know? I think if you're creating a story based around mysteries, right, you have to know what the answer is going to be and set it up before you ask that question. Don't write yourself into a corner and then be like, it was angels. It was angels all along. Because that just pisses everyone off. Anyway, let's land on Mars. Okay, this drift is the main issue here. We actually got way more nav than we even need now. I probably should have started correcting the drift a little earlier, but I think we'll be fine. I'm not too concerned about this mission. We don't have to have it right down to the wire, because I think having done all the Mars prep and everything, We could probably do this in our sleep. Okay, -8. Let's deal with that drift. So 1, 2, 3. Then we need to go 1 to the left, like so. Deal with the heat, like so. And that's it. Is that it? Is that the final? I'm going to let this one play out in full, because this might be our final task. It does say land on Mars. Could this be it? Setting foot on the red planet. Gosh, okay, I'm reminded of why I skipped through these things, because these animations are so long. And that's it! We've landed on Mars! Check it out! And there's our hab. And our rover and our little colony. And there we go. Is that it? Oh, I'm so excited for this moment. And for all mankind and for all Kerbal kind as well. Look at that. I do wish it was the hammer and sickle. But I think I'd have to be a lot better at this game to achieve that. And there we go! I got 3 achievements. Life on Mars, multiplanetary species, and solar systematic, because we did every single milestone mission in the game. We've seen everything it has to offer. And yeah, that's it. Russia has landed humans on Mars. June 2015. And we were behind every single milestone. I was trying my best. But yeah, we didn't even manage to beat the real-life Soviets. I think perhaps I didn't really know what I was doing at the start of the game. Because I've seen a lot of people on the Discord beating these by quite a bit. Because yeah, we were late with Sputnik, late with Vostok, late with Vosgod. Like a year or 2 late on all of these. 2 years late on landing on the moon. And 9 years late on the first space station. I guess because we did loads of probe missions after landing on the moon, didn't we? But that's it. Other stats are there. 38 milestones completed. 85 total missions. 22 finished first. 5 failed. 4 rockets exploded. To be fair, I would have expected that to be higher. We did not deserve to not have any of our N1s explode. That first moon mission, goodness me, it was like a coin toss. Whether or not it was going to murder everyone on board. I think if that had exploded and then China had landed on the moon first, I'm not sure we would have landed on Mars first, but that moon landing was what finally kicked us into gear and gave us the push we needed to land first. We lost 1 astronaut. Shush. No, we never lost any astronauts. I don't know what you're on about. Fake news. Oldest astronaut in space was Nina Bazanova at 65. The astronaut with the most missions was Zora Anikonova with 9 missions under her belt. We reached funding tier 21, accumulated a total of 740,000 science, 183,000 support. Yeah, we were really just focusing down on science for the past few decades. Once you had enough money, like that's it, you know. You just need science to finish the tech tree as fast as you can. We could have definitely landed probably like 10 years earlier. But as I said, I wanted to see everything. I wanted to see the Pluto flyby, the Rosetta mission, particularly since Rosetta was added by DLC, so you might not have seen that in an earlier playthrough of the game. But yeah, I mean, this has taken a lot longer as a series to complete than perhaps it should have. It's taken, what, about a year and a half? About that, yeah, about a year and a half. I think that would have been about a year shorter if I hadn't broken my back halfway through playing. But thank you so much to everyone who's watched. I mean, this series has done really, really well. I might not have even continued playing or continued through with the series anyway. I would have continued playing it myself, but the views have been really, really great for a non-KSP series. Everyone seems to have really, really enjoyed it. So thank you particularly to everyone who's stuck along through all these episodes. All the way from blowing up Valentina Tereshkova through to landing on Mars. Let me know if you guys beat me. I'm sure people who have actually been, rushing to land on Mars as soon as possible have absolutely ground this date into the dirt. I know a lot of people on their first attempt land in the 2020s. So I'm pretty proud that, my first playthrough of the game, playing as the Soviets, who are apparently the hardest nation to play as, we managed to land first. I'm pretty happy with that. I think probably the way to go would be play as Issa, right, and just do loads and loads of joint missions, reducing the cost of things. Make the most of that. I mean, to be fair, we would have made the most of more joint missions if the only person we started allied with wasn't our main competitor. But let me know when, you guys have landed on Mars. If you guys have played this game. And I would recommend playing it. It's been a lot of fun. It only got a little repetitive near the end when we were doing the same missions over and over just while waiting for things to research. But that is why the auto-resolve feature is there. I mean, I probably could have been auto-resolving things a lot earlier, but I was enjoying launching the shuttles and yeah. And, actually playing the game. It was only really when we were working on this final Mars mission, I was like, okay, final push. Nobody wants to see these missions for the 50th time. Let's just push through to that all-important Mars landing. I think the game certainly has a few flaws. I think, honestly, it probably would have been better if it focused just on the US, ESA, and the Soviets. And maybe fleshed out the trees a little more, fleshed out the animations a little more. Like if we had a few different variants of Soyuz we could have used. If we didn't have to launch crewed missions with a Voskhod inside a space shuttle cargo bay. Yeah, a few things like that. Fixing some of the jank, maybe leaning into the alternate history side of things a bit more. Maybe letting you build moon bases, go a bit more For All Mankind-esque. That'd be cool. I know the focus is Mars, and it's sort of following our own history, but I don't know. It could have lent into the alternate history side of things a little better. That's just my opinion, though. But I have really, really enjoyed this game. It's been a lot of fun. I know you guys have enjoyed it too, even with my horrendous commentary. And we managed to land on Mars without anyone eating anyone either. So clearly this game is better than Tharsis. Maybe I'll play that on a stream sometime again. For some reason this game has made me really want to play Tharsis. Like, yeah, look at this beautiful, perfectly executed Mars mission. Let's go do one where everything goes wrong and people have to start eating each other. I'm just like, where's the chaos at? To be fair, it's more exciting when things go wrong. But hopefully this is how things will happen in For All Kerbal Kind as well, though I imagine we'll be landing in the 1980s rather than 2015, and it'll probably be a joint mission between the US, USSR, and the European Space Agency. But now that this series is finished, I'm not going to start any more just game Let's Plays. I will finish off Beyond Kerbal, and I'll continue with For All Kerbal Kind, and then I think I'll just keep For All Kerbal Kind, possibly also to Boldly Go. I'll have to see how that goes. I do want to at least land on the moon in that, but I am trying to move away from gaming on this channel, like just gaming. Like, obviously I'm going to use Kerbal probably for the foreseeable future and keep playing For All Kerbal Kind and doing, really unique stuff. But game Let's Plays like this, I don't know, I can't help but feel like there are a million other channels that do them, and I want to do things that are more unique to me. I think you guys are really going to enjoy the things I have planned. I've been speaking about it quite a bit in these videos, but I'm quite excited. I think doing Let's Plays and things like this, with how little time I have now, is preventing me from trying new things. And I think my channel's grown as much as it can. Because these videos, as I said, quite a few of you watch them, but they don't really bring in new audience members. I'd like to try some new things and maybe expand the reach of the channel and get a few more subscribers and see if we can grow the channel a little bit. If you want to grow the channel, you need to really put in a monumental amount of effort and either start a new series or start something new to appeal to a new audience, of course. So I'm going to try and strike a balance between pleasing my existing subs and bringing in some new ones. So don't worry, all the Kerbal stuff will continue on, but I'll have a lot more time to work on new projects if I'm just doing For All Kerbal Kind and other stuff, if it's just those two. But let me know what you think of my performance. Let me know how you guys did if you've played the game. Let me know what you thought of the series. And thank you so much for watching. Oh, I forgot to mention, thank you to Jemima Crow and to Auroch Digital for giving me the game in the first place and giving me a bunch of Mars Horizon swag. They gave me the game. The only requirement being that I played it. Yeah, I wasn't told you had to like it or anything. It was just, hey, just play the game, make some videos on it. Here's a bunch of swag. They were really, really lovely. So massive thank you to Auroch Digital for giving me the opportunity to play this. I mean, I was going to buy it anyway. I was interested in it. I played the beta. But regardless, thank you to them. And thank you for watching.
A massive thank you to my patrons and donators for their generous support, and an extra special thank you to the Amazing Steak, Olaf Hammerhand, Madzor, Peter Lushtinets, Delta V, Axel Jensen, Dennis Klomp, Lady Lagsalot, Simone67, Scott Milligan, Harambe, Nicholas Popkus, Wather, Jagnath, Weir, Dreister, Jesse Smith, Lightning Gamer, Elmac, and Nobody Special.